Hello and welcome to Somewhere on the Spectrum. I think this is one of the problems with late diagnosed and especially high masking people, but I suspect that probably to some extent we can all relate to this experience anyway. And that is learning not to trust yourself. As a kid, if you think back, maybe you asked to change the music in the car, or you wanted to read a book or stay inside. At that point, we're so young, we don't know why we want to do those things, and we certainly can't really articulate why we want to do those things. Our parents don't understand. They think we're being childish or willful. They don't really get what we're asking for, so they say no. We say we don't like a food or drink that they're giving us. And they say, you will, just try some more, just keep trying some more. Or they say, you need to finish everything on your plate. For neurotypical kids, at least some of the time, we might say that we're teaching some valuable lessons or discipline, something like that. But in a neurodiverse kid, discipline might quite easily lead to demand avoidance. Each time we're told to push through our discomfort and keep going, we learn that our needs and our wants are not important. How many of our autistic traits are not normal parts of autism, but rather coping mechanisms or reactions to living in a world that isn't built for us and isn't really interested in our comfort? As an autistic adult, especially if you have burnt out or you're going through burnout, building back your trust in yourself is perhaps one of the hardest and one of the most important steps. And it's not like one step. It's like an ongoing process. It starts with trying to stop worrying about what others think or say, and instead start paying attention to your needs and wants. So when we were talking about the sensory overload, for example, rather than listening to other people say, oh no, stay a bit longer. Oh no, there's no problem with this sound. Oh no, it's not too hot. Instead, learning to listen to your own judgment and say, no, I do need to go home. Oh, it is too bright. It is too hot. I need to go outside. We have to spend time relearning how to say no and advocate for ourselves. We have to spend time figuring out what do we actually want and what do we even like? What are we actually interested in? For those of us who are high masking, this can be really challenging. If you think back, even your favorite color, and I think this is a good one to get you aware of this. Think back to school. This is a question we were asked all the time, right? What's your favorite color? How did you answer? Did you have a color ready and prepared? Did you know what your favorite color was? Or did you know what your friend's favorite color was? And did you just say what you knew your friends liked as a favorite color? And part of this comes back to the question of, do we even need favorite colors? Like, what's that even about? Do we need that? In part, I think one of our challenges of answering that question, certainly mine, was like, I just one. I'm only allowed one. That's like somebody asking me, what's your favorite Terry Pratchett book? I mean, I've got at least 3, and they're each a reason for it that's different and makes it very difficult to choose. And that's the same for colors, right? It might be a different day, it might be a different place, it might be a different circumstance, and we think a different color is better. So to ask us, what do you think is your favorite color at that young age is a bit baffling. So did we answer, we knew, and we said it straight away? Or did we think, oh my God, that's such a crazy question, I have no idea, and we just said any color? Or did we wait to hear what our friends said and then say, oh yeah, me too? Because that was much easier and we knew everybody liked it. This is quite a useful one to play around with in your head and think back to what happened in the past, because it's not really a very important subject. It doesn't really matter very much. But what it tells us is that from a very early age, we didn't actually know what we liked. We didn't actually know what we were interested in. And we very often chose what other people were interested in and said we liked those things to keep other people happy, which means that we were not really doing what we wanted to do ever. And that means that it's going to take you much longer to figure out what you like and what you want and what you're interested in. Because everybody else has been doing it from a little kid age, and you have had a lot of your life where you really haven't done what you wanted, what you were interested in. You haven't really known what that felt like, what that looked like. So don't expect to just magically be able to figure out, if you're one of those people who, when they say, oh, you're autistic, you say, well, I don't have any special interests. Then think back about why that might be. Because realistically, maybe you're not actually interested in any of the things that you think you're interested in, but instead you were interested for other people, so that other people were happier. And think back to when you were younger, and maybe over the course of your life, things that have lit a spark for you, and go and spend some more time with those things. And maybe that will help you a little bit recalibrate to understand yourself a little better. So we have to start trusting ourselves again. We got to look back over our lives and think about how many times, how often have you prioritized someone else over yourself? How many times have you said yes when you wished you could say no? How many times have you gone out and been sociable only to come home exhausted, filled with regret, maybe worrying about whether you said something wrong, if people liked you, wishing you'd never gone? I'm not saying that we should only ever do things that we want to do, things that we like to do. But rather, I think it's important that we acknowledge when we don't like something. We need to start standing up for ourselves, saying no sometimes, and also giving ourselves recovery time from those things. It's not to say don't go, but recognize that by going, if it's not something you really, really want to do, you're going to need more recovery time after, and allowing yourself to have that recovery time. Practice and try to start building that trust with yourself again. And that's going to really build your confidence and help you get stronger at identifying when you like things, when you want to do things, when you want to choose to use some extra spoons because actually that's a valuable thing to do, and when you want to say, actually, no, I'm not interested. And that will be better. I hope that's useful. See you next time. Bye.